Hello, my name is Aine Burns. I'm Professor of Postgraduate Medical Education and Nephrology at University College London, and I'm based at Royal Free Hospital in Hampstead. I wrote this letter on the 2nd of April 2020. Dear Health Education England, today is April the 2nd, 2020, and I'm a few days older than 60 years. Yet it feels like I have lived all of those 60 years in the last 16 days. In Irish, we would say, the world has turned Trina Céile, or topsy-turvy. My twin sister and I knew we wanted to become doctors from the age of 4 when we were charged with keeping a classmate occasional company while the rest of our friends played in the Smallies' schoolyard. Barbara suffered from what we now know to be congenital heart disease. She was blue and breathless, with clubbed fingers, short stature, coarse hair and pursed lips, her own version of PEEP, or positive end expiratory pressure ventilation. 56 years later, I can feel the same outrage, as she didn't have a chance to enjoy break times or susses with the rest of us. We prayed for her immortal soul before the year had ended. So I never doubted what my career would be. I've not become a paediatrician or a cardiologist, but I have found a home looking after people with kidney failure and training and developing qualified doctors to become the best specialists or GPs they can be. Not 4 weeks ago, I was cruising towards my 60th birthday, looking forward to celebrations with family and friends. I had no intention of retiring. Life seemed good. I loved the balance of my 50-50 portfolio career. My 5 children are all happy in their work and healthy in mind and body. 3 have followed their parents into medicine, and I'm equally proud of my scientist daughter and my literary son. What could possibly go wrong? Somehow the pictures from Wuhan and other Asian cities did not seem real. On the 9th of March, I oversaw a journal club focusing on modelling predictions of COVID-19 spread. It all seemed very far away. The first patient had been admitted to our hospital the day before. I dodged the cameras parked outside. It began to dawn on me how poorly prepared we were for mass acute respiratory failure. On Monday, March the 16th at 7:23, I checked, I woke with a mental image of a long-standing friend and UK-trained respiratory and infectious diseases consultant imprinted on my consciousness. I WhatsApped Chris, now based in Hong Kong, to ask some questions about his COVID-19 experiences there. He replied immediately. Throughout that day, we exchanged countless messages and had a 90-minute telephone call that I recorded. With each exchange, my fear and horror at what we were about to experience grew exponentially. I looked around for evidence that the cavalry were on their way. I could see no dust on the horizon. I was seized by a dose of headless panic and a sense of doomed inevitability. I indulged these sentiments long enough to become irritated with myself. I needed to narrow my focus to my sphere of influence, and I fell into a well-practiced, complex problem-solving grid. I was determined that I would look back on this and be able to say, hand on heart, we did our very best. In a frenzy of activity, I sent the recorded call to colleagues and friends in the UK and abroad. I stopped listening to the news, apart from a single bulletin each evening. My brain became a manic space, churning out ideas, some sensible and some clearly ridiculous. Who and what resources or connections did we have to call on? In my role as overseer of postgraduate medical education in my hospital, I had 450 of the brightest young minds in the country within earshot. It was clear that they could find solutions. The image of a murmuration of birds settled in my head. Together they could take flight with common purpose. With the freedom to find solutions, these youthful professionals have not disappointed. We are now 26 days into this disaster, and no doubt there are hundreds more to come. My silver lining has been the pride I feel in my younger colleagues and newfound friends. I can hear our fledgling choir begin to sing. We have created a heady mixture of innovation, fear, excitement, indignation and scholarship, bound by single-minded determination to do the very best we can. We sing with a powerful voice and tireless resilience. I think we'll be okay. Nolite timere, do not be afraid. Thank you for listening.